Hey, everybody, it is time for The Bottom Line, our daily look at what's going on in the business world and beyond. The markets, by the way, not a pretty sight yet again. The Dow falling 597 points, the NASDAQ and S&P 500 also finishing down at close. Russia's attacks, of course, on Ukraine driving another volatile day of trading. Just after the bell, by the way, CNBC confirming Apple stopping all product sales in Russia, meaning customers, by the way, in Russia can no longer purchase Macs, iPhones, iPads, all other Apple devices. All of this, of course, as the president is preparing to deliver his first State of the Union address tonight. So what is the state of the economy ahead of the speech? Want to bring in Investopedia Editor In Chief, Caleb Silver. Caleb, great to see you. Give it to us. Give us the truth here. What is the state of the economy as we speak right now? And how should the president, in fact, address where we are?
Well, you said it earlier. The economy is very personal, just like real estate. We all feel it very personally. But when you look broadly and you pull out, you're seeing an economy that has rebounded very aggressively. We have unemployment down at 4%. Remember, full employment is between 3 and 4%. We're still missing about 4 million jobs. There's 10.5 million job openings, but there's 6.5 million people sort of out of work right now. That's actually better than it was, and the trend is getting better. GDP is strong. That said, we do have inflation at a 40-year high, only made worse by the Russia attack on Ukraine and the rising oil prices, which is also driving up rising food prices. Food and oil, two of the most expensive things we buy, have been getting more expensive every month. Consumers have been hanging in there, spending about 7.2% for 2021. That's pretty good, but their savings rate is starting to dwindle, and we're starting to dip into credit. So I would say strong, but getting fragile, especially with these rising prices lately.
Let's talk oil prices here that you just mentioned, surging, I should say, to a 7-year high. There's no U.S. ban on Russian oil imports. Canada, though, has in fact imposed one. You got the International Energy Agency agreeing to release 60 million barrels of oil as well from the global reserves. Is there a sign here of the unwillingness to take Russian crude right now?
Yeah, there is. And you're starting to see big multinational companies like BP and others close their assets or get out of their deals with Russian oil producers in Russia. So you're already seeing that start to happen. But you're also seeing pressure, especially on the Western European countries that depend on Russia and Ukraine for so much of their oil and natural gas. They're starting to think about what they can do to get out of this predicament where they're not depending on it. But oil prices are something that hits everybody everywhere they go. So we pay it at the pump. The national gas price average is around $3.53. It was $2.50 a year ago for different reasons, but that surge, and we're going to expect to see higher prices the next couple of weeks because of these rising prices. That hits everybody. That not only makes you pay more when you fill up at the pump, but it makes the cost of goods cost more to transport. So food costs are going up. Raw material costs are going up. Transporters across the world are feeling it, and you're feeling it right here at home if you're a U.S. consumer. The question is, how much can U.S. consumers hang in when they see rising food prices and rising gas prices every month?
Yeah, I mean, it affects every industry, right, when you see these rising oil prices. You think, for instance, if you want to go on vacation, right, you want to go away for your Easter vacation, you want to book a flight maybe to Florida, it's going to cost a heck of a lot more because those airlines have to pay more money to fuel up their planes. That's going to hit, obviously, the customer. And so many other instances we can talk about and how Americans are going to be kind of feeling the heat with this. How long do we, Caleb, expect this to last? Or is it completely unpredictable depending on what happens overseas?
Well, a lot of it is unpredictable depending on what happens with Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
But before all of this went down a couple of weeks ago, consumer expectations for inflation saw that rates were going to go down over the next few months. Consumers felt that inflation was going to ease. It's up around 7.2% right now. The prediction was for about 4 or 5% inflation over the next few months, and then for it to gradually decrease over time. I don't know if we're going to see that now, given the complications we're seeing with Russia and Ukraine, but that's what consumers were expecting. And consumer spending, as you know, is 70% of U.S. GDP. We've spent our way out of the recovery, through the recovery, into this period right now. Will we continue to do that? Consumer debt keeps rising. We hit $15 trillion last year, up $333 billion. Consumer credit card debt is going up. Consumer mortgage payments are going up. So consumers are starting to feel it. How strong will they be, and for how long will they remain that strong? That's a huge question, and the president's going to have to try to encourage that tonight.
Yeah, I wonder how much the president warning the country of kind of an impending economic turmoil because of this war with Ukraine, between Russia and Ukraine, how much that will resonate with the American people, right? If they have such a short memory that they won't necessarily kind of appreciate that the president said, listen, this might very well happen if, in fact, we want to kind of defend Ukraine financially and economically. We'll have to wait and see what happens there as well. Caleb, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.